I think this is the martial arts version of the Expendables. Triple Threat, starring Iko Uwais, Tiger Chen, Tony Jaa, Michael Bisping, Scott Adkins, and Michael Jai White. What a lineup! A lineup of killer martial artists. Absolutely loved this film. Really good action. Fantastic. Some of my favorite martial artists on screen in this film at the moment. Now, I was dying to see this film for so long, and it took a while to come out. And when it did, I delayed watching it, finally got around to it, and I absolutely loved it. The fight scenes in this film are so good. Man, they are so good. I absolutely loved it. There were so many good fight scenes, but there was this one amazing fight scene which I absolutely loved, and it was between Tony Jaa and Iko Uwais versus Scott Adkins. Now, that was such a great fight scene. As you can imagine, three top martial artists against each other. So you've got Scott Adkins. He's the main bad guy. He's like a leader of this military sort of mercenary group, and they're trying to assassinate this billionaire woman. And they're also trying to assassinate the two guys who were in their squad who they betrayed. And that was played by Tiger Chen and by Iko Uwais. Now, the story is not the best, strongest point of this film. I'm not gonna lie. It's not like you're watching this film for its fantastic story, but the action is so good. You got so many good like matchups. You've got Michael Jai White versus Iko Uwais. You've got Tiger Chen versus Michael Bisping, who was really good in the film. I really enjoyed it for his little part in the film. You know, for you guys who don't know, Michael Bisping is the former middleweight UFC champion, and you know, obviously he's not an actor, but his fight scenes I thought in this film he did very well in, and it suited his personality. And it was good to see him fighting against Tiger Chen. You know, in a real fight, it would have ended like that, but you know, this is movies. So I really enjoyed the fight scenes in this film. I just thought they were really well done, and you can tell the people behind it, they wanted to make a martial arts movie for the fans, you know. So if you like me and you're a martial arts movie fan geek, you're gonna love the film for the martial arts in it, for the choreography in it, for the matchups. You know, there were so many different matchups, you know, but like I said, my favorite was between Scott Adkins versus Iko Uwais and Tony Jaa. You know, that was brilliant, and it's great to see Tony Jaa back on the screen. You know, he had a long hiatus after On Back 3. I think he became a monk for a while, which I think, I mean, that's good for him, obviously, for his own, you know, for his own personal reasons. But it was a shame in a way, because he was just becoming a huge star after the On Back series, and Hollywood, I think, was starting to take note. You know, he was in Fast and Furious 7, and he started to pop up in a few Hollywood films. You know, he's in Yuen Wu Ping's film, actually, Master Z, which I will have a review for on this channel, so make sure you check out. But you know, he kind of lost a bit of momentum. So it's great to see Tony Jaa back on the scene with a new kid on the block, Iko Uwais, who has actually absolutely smashed it with some of his films. Obviously, you got The Raid and The Raid 2, which I think might be one of the best martial arts movies ever made. You've got, obviously, The Night Comes for Us, and which I think might be one of the most violent films ever made. And, you know, he's actually made his Hollywood debut in 22 Mile, etc., etc. But to see all these guys on the screen together was just absolute martial arts, like heaven, you know. It was so good to see. Definitely recommend this film. It's definitely a martial art film for the martial arts fans. Great action, great fight choreography. And I thought Scott Adkins was brilliant. He is fantastic. I don't know why he hasn't had more mainstream success. Such a great martial artist. He's got good charisma on the screen. Good to see him playing a villain. You've seen him playing a villain in a few films. He was a villain in Expendables 2. He was playing Van Damme's right-hand man. Obviously, the Undisputed series. He's kind of become a hero in that, an anti-hero in that. But in Undisputed 2, he was the villain opposite Michael Jai White. Again, who's in this film. He's always brilliant. and it was good to see him fighting against Iko Uwais. That was a really good fight scene. Like I said, different styles, different matchups. They kind of had like the Asian guys, the Asian stars against the Western stars in this film. So you got Michael Jai White, Michael Bisping, and Scott Adkins on one side. You've got Iko Uwais, Tony Jaa, and Tiger Chen on the other side. And it was a nice like little face off, you know, and I really did enjoy that. Tiger Chen, for you guys who don't know, he was Keanu Reeves's trainer on The Matrix. He was he was one of the stuntman in the Matrix series, and he actually played one of the heavies for the Merovingian in that chateau fight scene with the weapons. And yeah, he was really awesome. And it's nice to see him like on the screen, you know, and showing off his martial arts skills against Michael Bisping in this film. And yeah, I really enjoyed this film. Definitely recommend it. I give it 4 out of 5 for its absolute quality of fight scenes. Story wasn't great, but the fight scenes were fantastic. If you're a martial arts fan like me, like I said, you're gonna love this film. Definitely check it out. So what to watch next? Check out this playlist where I list some of my top 100 martial arts films that you should check out. And check out this playlist where I look at some of Iko Uwais' best films. Anyway, I'll see you on the channel for some more martial arts related content. And remember, behind every fight is a great story. Peace.